If you've been looking at Bullhead City and Lake Havasu City, you probably have realized pretty quickly that on paper, they look very similar. Both are built around the water, both attract snowbirds in the winter and visitors in the summer, and both offer that desert lifestyle that so many people are looking for. But when you actually spend time in each area, the lifestyle, the energy, and even how you spend the time on the water feels very differently. And that can make choosing between the two very challenging. Hi, I'm Amy Pierce with Keller Williams Arizona Living Realty, and I help clients relocate, buy second homes, and invest right here in Bullhead City and the surrounding areas of Mohave County, Arizona. Today, I'm going to be walking you through both Bullhead City and Lake Havasu from lifestyle to real estate so that you can decide which one truly fits you best. Let's start with water because that's usually the reason that most people are drawn to these areas in the first place. And this is where people often think that there's a major difference, but in reality, it comes down to preference more than it does access. In Bullhead City, you have direct access to the Colorado River, which is great for everyday use. You can go out boating, jet skiing, and just be out on the water without feeling overwhelmed or overly crowded. What many people don't realize is that you're just minutes away from Lake Mohave, which gives you that wide open lake experience with over 198 private coves, and it gives you beautiful desert and mountain views. Over in Lake Havasu City, you're centered around Lake Havasu, which is a larger, more open, and definitely more social when it comes to boating. And just a short drive south, you also have access to the river through Parker. This is where the river opens up again and offers a slightly different pace. So both areas truly offer river and lake environments. The difference really comes down to how you want to use the water. Something more relaxed and accessible day to day, or something that leans more into a more social, high energy boating experience. Now, when we talk about pace of life and overall vibe, this is where you really begin and start to feel a difference between the two. Both areas experience seasonal shifts. You'll see snowbirds in the winter and increased activity during the summer. So in that sense, they are very similar. But the type of energy that is different is Lake Havasu tends to have a higher energy feel overall. A lot of that is driven by the large scale events that are brought to the area, and they bring visitors from all over the country. That creates a more centralized tourism driven environment at times. Bullhead City also has events like the Balloon Festival and also community gatherings, but they tend to be more localized. Where Bullhead City really stands out is its adjacency to Laughlin, Nevada. Living here gives you access to major concerts, casinos, comedians, and year-round entertainment just minutes away. Another part of the lifestyle that is very important, especially with our seasonal residents and retirees, is golf. Both areas offer strong golf opportunities, and this really becomes part of the winter and spring lifestyle when the weather is ideal. In Bullhead City, Fort Mohave, and Laughlin area, you have multiple courses spread out through the region, giving you that variety and accessibility. In Lake Havasu City, golf is also well integrated into the community. So whether you are someone who plays regularly or just enjoys having that option, both markets support that lifestyle. It just depends on how you like it built into your day-to-day activities. Looking at the bigger picture helps give content to everything that we've talked about so far. Lake Havasu City has a population right around 60,000 residents, while Bullhead is closer to the mid 40,000 range. Both are part of Mohave County, which has just over 220,000 residents. And one of the most important things to understand is the seasonal nature of this region. About 22% of housing in the county is considered vacant at any given time, which largely reflects second home and seasonal ownership. So both of these markets attract a strong mix of full-time residents, second homeowners, and investors. Now, once you've narrowed down the lifestyle, the next step is to understand the housing and affordability, because this is where you really start to see measurable differences. According to Redfin's most recent data, Lake Havasu City median home price is sitting around $500,000 and a price per square foot averaging close to $300 depending upon the area. That pricing reflects its demand as a destination market. When you compare it to Bullhead City, again using Redfin's latest data, the median home price is sitting a little bit over $300,000, which the price per square foot is typically ranging in $200 per square foot. So right there, right away, you can see that Bullhead City offers noticeably lower entry points. When you look at those numbers side by side, the difference becomes really clear. Lake Havasu City is a higher price point market driven by destination, demand, and lifestyle appeal, while Bullhead City offers more affordability and purchasing power. And that's not necessarily a pro or a con. It really comes down to your goals and what you want to accomplish. Now let's talk about location and accessibility, because this can be a deciding factor for a lot of buyers. Bullhead City is about an hour and a half away from Las Vegas, giving you easy access to a major airport and a well-known entertainment hub. Lake Havasu City, it would be an additional hour and 15 minutes on top of that drive to get there, but it's also only 2.5 to 3 hours from Phoenix, connecting you more directly to Arizona's largest metro area and economic center, while still having access to that Vegas option. So again, it comes down to lifestyle: Vegas access or Phoenix. Now, if you're thinking about relocating full-time and you want to look into employment and job opportunities, both markets have a local job base, but they function a little bit differently. In Bullhead City, a large portion of employment is tied to healthcare, education, retail, construction, and hospitality, and many residents commute across the river to Laughlin for work in casinos and the resorts. That really expands your job options without having to relocate. And in Lake Havasu, the job market is more self-contained and centered around tourism, healthcare, construction, and small businesses, along with a slightly larger population base. Neither area is considered a major hub like Phoenix or Las Vegas, so many buyers here are either working remotely, retired, or making a lifestyle move. But it's still important to understand how each market operates if you plan to work locally. Another piece to consider is the shopping and everyday conveniences. Bullhead City and the surrounding area of Fort Mohave, you have a strong mix of national retailers, including Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, Home Depot, Lowe's, Kohl's, Ross, PetSmart, and Ulta, along with multiple grocery options. And in Lake Havasu, you will find many of those key stores, along with Dillard's and JCPenney's. Both areas also offer locally owned shops and restaurants that really reflect the character of each community. At the end of the day, both Bullhead City and Lake Havasu offer a lifestyle that's centered around water, sunshine, and flexibility. But the decision really comes down to, how do you want to live day to day? And once you answer that, everything else from location to real estate starts to fall into place. If you're considering relocating, buying a second home, or investing in either of these markets, scan the QR code or click the link in the comments below and book a call with me. Let's discuss how to achieve your real estate goals. And if you found this information helpful, click the like and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you don't miss any of my weekly videos about real estate and life along the Colorado River. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.